Hello everyone. I'm going to show you how to install Among Us proximity chat. I'm going to start with two download links. They're going to be in the description. One's going to be for Mumble and one's going to be for the DLL. So we'll go to these links, download this one and download this one. So you always want to make sure you download the latest zip in the latest release. I'll give a link for this. Make sure it's always the zip that's called Among Us Mumble, not the source code. So we're going to open up the zip. Keep that to the side for now. So what we want to do is go to Steam, go to Among Us, right click, manage, browse local files, get that, drag that in there, replace this file. Then boot up Among Us. If your game does not boot up for whatever reason, please go back to the Discord and install the Microsoft package, which is missing. You should now see this proximity for configuration button. If you click that, that should be absolutely fine. If you want to hide this, change this to true, and then use delete to toggle it on and off. Once you install Mumble, which we're going to be doing next, if you change the path of where you install it, such as I've put it on my S drive, make sure you come back into here and change that to the executable path and then save configuration file. Okay, so we can come back out of Among Us. That's all installed. Close out of that and close out of Steam. We don't need that anymore. Now we're going to be going on to the Mumble installation. Make sure you, once you're installing Mumble, let's close down my Mumble installation for now. What I'll do is I'll set mine up for scratch as well, just for the purpose. Okay, done. So my Mumble's no longer installed. So what we're going to do is go download. I'll download it again, just for the sake of it. Open this up. Okay, next. Accept. Next. Next. What I do is I'm going to be changing this to my S drive because I put all my programs on S drive, but you don't have to change that. And I probably would advise not changing it if you don't know what you're doing. So just leave it as what it is. Install. Finish. Start Mumble. And then it'll come up with a automatically configuration window, which will be here. So it will start this by default. As soon as I click next, you're gonna hear myself loop back. But all you need to do is click next, tick this button, make sure these are so input device is your mic, output device is your speakers. Next, 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 next. Tick this box. Next, untick that box. Finish. Now what we want to do is go back into those settings, go to settings. So what you want to do is make sure that this is, this first one here is when you're tapping or making ambient noise, it's always in red. And when you're talking, you're always in green. So make sure there we go, that's about right. That's that done. Then we need to go to audio outputs and we need to tick this box, make sure that's set to your speakers still. Tick this box here, the headphones one, put minimum distance to the lowest it can go, bloom to the highest it can go, maximum distance to 2.9, minimum volume the lowest it can go. I would advise going into user interface and changing it into dark mode if you don't want it to be ugly. That's basically it for all of this. Messages, I would come into here and turn the volume down to text to speech to off because you don't want to be hearing people joining your channels all the time. Plugins, I tick this box here. You have to tick this box, otherwise it won't work. And then apply. Okay. And then go to self and sorry, not self. Go to configure and make sure this is unticked. So as you can see by default it's ticked. Untick that. Go to server, connect, add new, and then type mumble.nexusnation.gg. That's mumble.nexusnation.gg. Put a username here. It can't have spaces or quotation marks or anything like that. So, okay. I've got two of these now. So I'll delete one of these, remove. So double click and it will connect you to the server. By default, you're in this channel here. If you want to make your own private channel for your private games, go to self, click register, and then you'll be registered and have this tick mark next to your name. Then you can right click and add your channel. So Jams room, and then it will give you admin permissions in this room. By default, these 1, 2, and 3. We use these ones, but you can obviously make your own if you want to, and then add permissions and take away permissions from everyone if you want to have your own private game going. So now, all you need to do is join the game. You don't have to touch Among Us anymore. As long as everyone's in the same Among Us in the Mumble channel, it's absolutely fine. If people are too loud, which 9 times out of 10 they are on Mumble by default, I would not change any of these audio settings at all other than volume. So this will be default to 100. You can change that down to, say for example, mine's on 70 because people are too loud by default. But that will change the maximum volume of what they sound like. Everything else is controlled by the game. That's basically it. If there's any issues, there'll be some diagnosis stuff in our Discord. Other than that, good luck and have fun. There's some channels in there that you can find some games. But yeah, I'll put that Discord in the description as well.